What's going on, y'all? Hopefully everybody doing well. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. What's up, Chuck? How you doing, brother? I hope all is well. What's up, y'all? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Sunshine, it's Danny, what's up? Happy New Year's as well. Thank you. Sandy, Marie, Forrest, Chuck. I'm all right, I guess, man. I'm all right. I'm alive. That's what I'll say. Glenda, Tom, and Jackie, I'm alive. I'm not good. I will be. You know. Brooke, what's up? Carter, how y'all doing? Hopefully everybody's doing good, man. Gentastic, what's up? I just got back from the gym, and Vanessa, what's up? And made myself something to eat. Glenda, Sunshine, what's up? Today's the first day I cooked. I cooked my own meal. And I fucked up the rice. I messed up the rice bad. I'm all right, man, Rena. I'm alive, right? I'm not all right. I will be all right. You know, I'm just, emotionally, I'm just hurt. I'm just hurt. That's all. You know, that's all. I feel like I don't have no answers, right? Like I don't know what is going on. You know. What's up, James? Yeah, I fucked up the rice. So custody was supposed to be tomorrow. We were supposed to go to custody tomorrow. Unfortunately, she felt the need to get a lawyer, and it's been postponed. So yeah, you know. So somebody just commented. Oh shit, scared me. Somebody just commented and they said, you don't need answers, right? And I thought about that, right? I've been going back and forth with that. And I said, damn, she really don't owe me anything, right? When you think about it, nobody owes you anything. So I don't, I don't know. I guess I'd like answers, right? You know, of course, especially when it comes to the children. Like, I don't see why there's a need. I don't see why. What's up, Sherry? I don't see why. Isla Bonita, what's up? Adele, I don't see why there's a need to get a lawyer involved when it comes to our children. You know, I've never been a negligent father, you know, never. I just never have. That's, you know, I have faults. That's not one of them. So that I don't understand. And even in the context of like the divorce, right? Like she said she wanted a divorce, right? And she's threatened me with this for years. And I said, okay, if you want a divorce, I'll give you a divorce. Just tell me, because that's not what I want, right? Exactly. That's what I told her. I said, look, a lawyer is only going to do what makes sense for them, right? A lawyer doesn't really care about you or me. You know, just doesn't. That's, if we're being honest, you know, it's just crazy to me. It's fucking crazy to me. It's crazy. Especially, man, I think I think a blind person, if they're just around me and hear the way me and my children interact, could tell that I'm not a bad father. No, the custody hearing, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but she got a lawyer and got it postponed. So, you know, um, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. But listen, still, after all this, right? I don't get no answers about anything. Where I told her, "What's up, Tina? How you doing?" Um, I told her, I said, "Look, if a divorce is what you want, I'll give you the divorce. Even that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. That's the last thing I want. Listen, but the only way that I'll do that is if she tells me I want a divorce. You know, um, it's just crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. Like I don't understand it. And then the thing is she can't even say, "What's up, High Priestess?" She doesn't even say, "Okay, I want a divorce." Like I don't know anything. I don't know anything. That's the worst part, right? I feel like, you know how you hear about the dad going to get cigarettes and never coming back? The dad going to get milk and never coming back? That's what I feel, to be honest with you. That's what I feel. And the thing about it is that I love the shit out of her still because that's my wife, right? That's my wife. Like the way I view marriage, let's say if my mother was alive, right? And I went to my mother's house. My mother couldn't tell Rachel, "Yo, you can't come in this house and talk to your husband," right? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's supposed to come between. Like nobody's supposed to come between that, right? Nobody. It's crazy to me, to be honest with you. Like I just don't understand it. And believe me, if I was a piece of shit, if I was cheating on her, if I was out there and had, if I was doing shit like that, then I wouldn't even complain, right? That's not the case though. That's not the case at all. It sucks, man. It sucks. And even still now through all this, my father's funeral was on Saturday. She didn't even bother to go, right? And there was family that hadn't seen us for a while and came to me and was like, "Oh, so which one is your wife?" Right? And I was kind of embarrassed. And I was like, none of them are my wife. It's crazy. And even I was like, and I try to explain to her, even for the children, right? Don't you think that, I don't know, And the only way I found out that the hearing was canceled is because I seen her at Major's match. And I just asked her, I said, "Yo, what time is the hearing on Tuesday?" And she looked at me weird. And I was like, did she call it off? That's honestly what my first thought was. I was like, maybe she called it off. And then she's like, "No, I got it postponed because I got a lawyer." And I was like, "A lawyer?" I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like, you take my kids and then you get a lawyer to come between us?" I'm like, are you crazy? And I still can't understand it. And the thing is, like, I'm still not upset with her. You know, I don't know. I do that. You know, I take care of my kids. I do all that, man. I do all that. Nah, listen, I'm not getting a lawyer for custody. Um, if she decides, you know, she files a divorce, then you know I'll get a lawyer. I'm not getting a lawyer for custody. I don't need one. You know, there's absolutely nothing that she can say bad about me as far as custody goes. You just can't. You just can't. There's nothing. You know, and I know it's coming. Man, listen. Like I said, I have a lot of faults. I have a lot of faults, right? A father and a husband isn't one of them. Is not one of them. You know, that's why I'm like, man, why do you have to get why do you have to get a lawyer? Like, you know, that shit is gonna hurt me to death to be in there, right? I think about this. To be in that courtroom, right? And have a lawyer talk bad about me as a father. And I'm still not gonna talk bad about her. If I had a lawyer, there's no way I would allow my lawyer to say anything bad about her. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I would never, ever, ever let anybody say anything bad about Rachel, even if it's true. Even if it's true, it's just not happening. I just don't know. I don't know. You know. It's crazy. No, I spoke to them. I spoke to them. I spoke to the custody office. It got postponed. So they wanted to postpone it for a while. And then they got it. I told them, I said, look, please don't do this, you know. And then they called me back later on and was like, all right, we'll schedule it for the next day. So thank God. It's just nuts, man. It's nuts. It's just nuts. And the thing is, you know, like if if I was, you know, anyway negligent as a father, I'd be worried, right? I would be absolutely worried. I'm not. And there's nothing nobody can say, you know, when it comes to that, I'm not. Listen, when I have the kids, you know, I'm sending her all types of videos and pictures of what the kids are doing and stuff. I don't get none of that. Never have got any of that, you know. But still, it doesn't change the way that I interact, you know. And I'm a good dad. I'm not a perfect dad, but I'm a good dad. You know, I'm a very present dad. I move my schedule for my children. I love my children. I didn't move out of the family home. I didn't move out of the family home. She left the home. She left, and then a couple days later came and took the kids. Um, yeah. So, you know, I'm just as hurtful as this is, right? As hurtful as this is, and as frustrating. I'm just glad, like, I get messages and people tell me, yo, my husband or my wife passed away. My husband had cancer, my wife had cancer. I'd be like, thank God I don't have to deal with that, right? Thank God that she's still healthy. Thank God all that, and even still, like, I don't think the kid should be taken from her. You know, if they were to ask me, if they were to say, yo, you can get whatever you want, I would say, let's go to counseling and let's fix our family, right? That's what I would say. And then if they said no, just when it comes to the kids, I would say, okay, 50-50 custody. You know, we can go 3 days, then 4 days, then 3 days, then 4 days, or whatever would be best for the kids, right? That's what I would say. I wouldn't I wouldn't say give her full custody. I wouldn't say give me full custody. I wouldn't say any of that. I wouldn't say any of that. Any of that. I don't think that's I don't think that's fair for the children, right? And for me, this is something that I had to speak to her about yesterday. I said, look, for a second, you have to realize that the world doesn't revolve around you, right? And I have to realize that the world does not revolve around me. Um, you know, it's what's best for the kids. Pennsylvania don't do alimony. Pennsylvania doesn't do that stuff. You know. I asked her that. I said, why are you getting a lawyer? Like, you're wasting your money. You're literally wasting your money. Because I'm not trying to take the kids from you. That's the thing. Now, Pennsylvania doesn't do alimony. They don't. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. The house, I don't even care. This shit is material. This shit is material. I would rather, to be honest with you, I would rather have the kids in the house. And I offered that, I told her, I said, yo, I'll leave and you can come back to the house so that the kids are at least in their own home, And listen, I love Rachel. I love my wife to death. I'm not perfect. So how can I expect her to be, or anybody to be perfect, right? I'm not perfect. There's things that I have done. Just because I haven't cheated or just because I haven't put my hands on her doesn't mean that there's shit I haven't done that hurt her. You know, I understand that. I understand just because I didn't cheat on her, I never hit her. I understand. I've hurt her in other ways. I understand that. 100% I understand that. Maybe the ways I've hurt her, maybe they hurt more than being unfaithful and stuff. I don't know. She won't even give me an answer to why she's leaving. First, it had to do with her accusing me of cheating, right? And then once I sort of proved that wasn't true, then it changed. Then the reasons changed. Listen, there's a lot that I don't tell y'all on here because I don't want to paint her in a bad picture and, all that stuff. Listen to me. When I tell you polygraph tests, all that shit to prove that I didn't cheat. All right. So, like, come on. And never ask for one in return. Never. I never was like, all right, I'll give you one, give me one. Never. Because I don't care about that shit, right? Because once again, I said, I'm not perfect. So how can I expect somebody else to be perfect, right? I don't care. Listen, even if she was to tell me, look, I've been having an affair for the past year, and in my head, that's what I believe. Um, you know, even if she was to tell me that, I would say, let's go to counseling. We don't have to, we don't have to address this. We can only do this in counseling, all that shit, all that. And the kids, they hate it. The kids hate it. Imagine being Major's age, 10 years old, and taken out of the house. Imagine that. That's the only room he ever knows his whole life. And the same thing with Mercy. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like that's not good. And then you have to you go to school and your friends are asking, yo, why you ain't taking the bus no more? And you got to tell them, oh, my mom and my dad are getting a divorce. Fuck no. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's no way that shit is okay. No way. That's the stuff that I don't think nobody thinks about, right? He takes this certain bus. He has his certain friends on that bus. There's a certain seat that he sits in. And then now he got to go to another bus. And then his friends are asking him, yo, how come? Oh, I tried to get you on PlayStation last night. How come you weren't on there? And he's got to tell them, well, I'm sleeping at my grandmother's house and, my parents are getting a divorce. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't want to get to the point where I start to look at other women in a different way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been asking her. I've said, yo, if you want a divorce, just tell me you want a divorce. That's all. Because I know. So this is something that when that woman came on to me, right? And my hands touched her shoulders and I said, "Ho," literally that's what it was like. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. My fault. I'm married," And then she was like, she was apologizing. She said, "I'm sorry. I'm a little drunk. My fault," and the way that felt when my hand touched her shoulder, because I knew it was a different height. It was a different height than Rachel. So it let me know, hold up, that's not my baby, right? That's not my baby. That feeling let me know that I could never, ever, ever touch my hand, put my hands on another woman, right? It let me know that instantly, like that. And I don't know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that ever went through this. I'm sure there's women on here that went through that. And I'm sure that there's guys on here that went through that, because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. It just did not feel good. So I said, damn, there's no way that I'm ever going to be able to touch another woman in that way, right? I just couldn't do it. So I think about that and I'm like, man, what's that going to feel like? Right? What's that going to feel like? And there's nothing. Listen, the thing is, there was absolutely nothing that I have done that is like something that she can hold over my head. Nothing. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been perfect by any stretch of the imagination, right? But my sins don't come in the form of abuse, don't come in the form of infidelity. That's just not where my sins lie, right? If anything, my sins lie with loving her too much and not allowing people to disrespect her. She had her nephew who who came to my daughter's graduation party drunk as shit and high, throws his little kids in the fucking swimming pool, throws my son in the swimming pool, disrespects the shit out of Rachel, and he has to get kicked out of the party. And then I want to go and split his wig, but don't, because that's her family. That's the type of sins that I have, because I call him and say, yo, nigga, like, something got to give here. Something got to give. You disrespecting my wife. You ruined my daughter's graduation party while they have their boyfriends' families there. You know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. They only graduate high school one time, you know. It's just, you know, that's my type of sins. You know, when somebody, listen, nobody gets to disrespect my wife, right? Nobody. What is ever under my house, that's it. There's no lines. That line is drawn at the front of my driveway. If you play with what's in my home, there's consequences. You know, it's just the way it is. As I think any man can say that, right? So I don't care if it's her sister. I don't care if it's her father. I don't care who it is. Nobody gets to disrespect my wife. That's my sins. That's the type of shit, you know, not even my kids. My kids don't even get to do that. They just don't. You don't disrespect my wife, you know. So that's where my sins lie, you know. There's nothing, listen, there's nothing that she can say whatever she wants. There's nothing that she can say that holds water, though. You know what I'm saying? There's just nothing. You're not going to find any messages, me meeting up with a girl. You're just, that they don't exist. So there's nothing I'm worried about, you know? You know, and even this, I still don't have no ill feelings towards her. You know, that's my wife. No, this shit is horrible. I made some rice and chicken and it's not very good, but I'm fucking it up. Listen, even now, listen, let me tell you. So Sunday we were at Major's wrestling tournament. Major's getting ready to wrestle, and there's some guy, I don't know who he is. He tells Mercy and Rachel, "Oh, I'll wrestle with you guys." And Rachel looked straight at me and was like, she already knew what was happening. And I said, "What the fuck did you say?" You know, I said, "You gonna wrestle with my daughter?" I just said, "Nigga," like, you know, and I had to do it very respectful, but very firm at the same time. I had to tell him, "Yo, get away from me. You know, get away from my family." And Rachel just looked and she was like, "Frank," and I was like, no, you already know this is a line that is uncrossable. I don't care if we're not together, right? No, you don't get to do that. You know, and then dude looked and was like, and then he's like, I'm sorry, you know. You know, I was like, you know, and then he came up to me later on and he was like, "I'm sorry, you know, I know people that go to your barbershop. I know people that know you." And I said, "Look, that's all irrelevant. I don't know you. So for you to tell my daughter and my wife standing there, 'Yo, come here, I'm going to wrestle.' Nigga, is you stupid? Is you stupid?" Like, you know, what grown-ass man goes up to a 4-year-old and thinks that that's okay to do? You know, like, no. Like, you gotta, you know, you know, and he got the picture very, very quick. And he came up to me and apologized afterwards. And, you know, but he was like, "I'm not like that." You know, I said, "Nigga, I don't know you. I don't care what you're like. That don't, you know, you could be a saint. You know what you did. You know what you did. And you know what you did was wrong, you know." Like, listen, I think about it too, where I hope, first of all, I hope that me and Rachel end up getting back together. But if she chooses to get a divorce, I just hope that he knows, or that she gets with somebody very, very good, very patient, very loving, 10 times more patient and loving than me. Because if Major ever calls me and said, yo, this man yelled at my wife, and what relationship ain't gonna yell at each other? It's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be an issue. And it's gonna be like that for the rest of my life, just because of the way that I love her. You start to realize, that I start to realize, like, my forever is a little different than other people's, right? I start to realize that, where I know when I say forever, that shit means forever. If I tell you I got you forever, I got you forever. You don't ever have to question that. Ever, 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 ever. Don't have to question that. And people that know me know that. People that know me know that. I just realized that my forever and other people's forever is different. That's all. Like, I wish. So the other week we went to church, right? Me, Rachel, we just met there. We didn't drive together or nothing like that. Me, Rachel, and the kids, we went to church, and then afterwards we took the kids to the bounce plex and we spoke, right? And I told her, I was like, yo, why can't we just start from today, right? Just forget about everything that happened before. I'll forget about everything you did. You forget about everything I did. Forget about everything. Let's just start today. And today we look at each other for today. And then tomorrow we look at each other from tomorrow. And then the next day we look at each other for the next day, right? And we just forget about the past. And I said, that's like, when we first got together years ago, 12 years ago, when we built our house, we didn't know what we were doing. Nobody had ever taught us how to build a house. So we just built it the best way we know how, right? And now we have 12 years experience of mistakes, of successes, of all that, of building a house. Of course, the house we build now is going to be 10 times better, right? 10 times better. But once again, is we don't control anybody, right? We don't, and even if I could control her, I wouldn't want that. I've been for like, the past couple of years, I felt like she was here not because she loved me, because we had a family, because we had children. I think also because she knew that I was a good guy, right? You sort of knew what to expect with me. I've tried everything, man. Listen, when I tell you I've tried everything, I've tried everything. I've tried everything. But it's getting to the point where, like, man, do I give up? Right? And I don't want to give up. That's the crazy thing, right? I don't want to give up at all. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't never give up for nothing, on nothing. So how am I supposed to give up on the most important thing to me? My family, right? My family. If there's anything that's worth crying over, it's my family. If there's anything that's worth fucking, working my fingers down to the bone, it's my family, right? But I can't fight by myself, right? I can't. I just say, yo, if we just push at the same time, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. Look at all the stuff we've overcome, right? So much stuff, so much, way more than y'all know. Look at all the stuff we've overcome together when we fight at the same time, right? You know, it's hard. And then, you know, I hate being alone. I don't like being alone. I've been alone my whole entire life. Since I was 12 years old, I've been alone, all right? I'm 44. I've been alone my whole life. My whole life I've been alone until I met Rachel, right? It's crazy. You know, like how lonely it is sleeping in that bed? And I've slept in there every single night by myself, you know? And it's not because I can't have company. It's because I don't want company, right? You know? And even if it was Rachel, even if it was her, I wouldn't want that until we get the therapy and the counseling and the healing that we both need, because I know this would just happen again, right? I don't know, Sarah. I don't know anything. I don't get any answers to anything. If I was to show you our call log, I'd be embarrassed because I don't get any answers to anything. I'm just ignored and ignored and ignored. And then the next time I send that message, I feel like an asshole. I feel like such an asshole. I feel so stupid because I'm like, that's all she does is ignore you. That's all she's been doing is ignoring you, right? For years. I'm still chasing because that's my wife. That's my family. That's why, right? When I took our vows and when I said forever, I meant forever. I didn't mean until, you know, until shit got messed up, until I didn't like you no more, until I couldn't stand you. That's not what I said. I said forever, through sickness and health, right? Forever, I said. You know, life and death. Forever. Now, of course, you know, if you know, of course, if you know, and I don't know, yeah. Mhm. Listen, anybody that says oh, just move on, just forget about it. Two things. You obviously like haven't been in this situation, or you obviously haven't loved and committed to giving your all to somebody. You know what I mean? Because listen, I would have been the same one. I'm telling you, I would have been the same one. The same exact person saying, yo, you need to move on, man. Are you stupid? You need to move on. Some vows don't mean anything. To me, they mean everything, right? When I give you my word, that shit means everything. You know, when I give you my word, you can live and die by that. If I tell you I got you forever. All right? And I'm not going to tell you I don't got you if I don't got you. I'm going to say, well, you know, sorry, can't help you out. If I tell you I got you, you can live and die by that. And anybody that knows me is going to say that, right? Now imagine what I would do for my wife, right? Think about that. Listen, because of being in the street, I always viewed somebody that wasn't able to be faithful to their girlfriend or wife. I always, in my head, I said, them niggas will tell. If you can't be faithful, to the woman who lays down every night with you, right? The woman who, y'all exchange sexual deeds and stuff with, if you can't be faithful to her, you will tell on your fucking homies. That's always the way I looked at it. Always. Always the way I looked at it. I'm telling you. I've always looked at it like, yo, if you can't be faithful to the woman who is, sucking your dick and all this and that and making sure you're safe and making you breakfast and making you coffee and taking care of your kids, you'll tell on your homies because you are not a loyal person. I'm telling you. That's always the way I looked at it. Always the way I looked at it. I said, if you can't be faithful to that woman, nigga, you'll tell on your homies or you'll backdoor your homies. That's just the way I looked at it. And I don't mean like you're young and having a girlfriend. I mean, you have a home, It's just the way I looked at it. If you can't be faithful to her, you cannot be faithful to nobody. Think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll get certain answers. On Wednesday when we go to court, and even listen. I think about it like this, right? So even if we go to court, and I would love to hear her say, look, I need some time. Let's go to counseling. Let's go to counseling. Let's heal. Let's do this. And we establish some rules for this time apart. I would love that. But if not, if she just says, look, I'm done, my lawyer's going to file divorce, then so be it, right? So be it. I go fucking home. I'll probably start crying right there like a little bitch, but so be it. At least I know what's going on. So Pennsylvania does have alimony. They haven't awarded alimony in like 30 years. They haven't awarded alimony to anybody. So that's why I say they don't do alimony. They have alimony. They haven't awarded it for like 30 years, since I think like 1980 something. And even to keep it 100 with you, even if because a lot of people are under the assumption or the impression that, so she initially she told me, yeah, I want a divorce, right? And then after that, she said, I say, yo, if you want a divorce, that's fine, but no. Thank you, 86. Jen, so listen, the way I view, so I have a very different view on that, right? A lot of people have asked me, do you think she has a boyfriend? Do you think she's been having an affair? Do you think this? Do you think that? Listen, that's none of my business, right? Even if she was having an affair the whole time that we were together, that's none of my business. That's her vagina. She can do whatever she wants with it. It's just one of those things where if you cheat, you have to understand that there's consequences to that, right? And I stand firm on the type of man that I am. I'm very secure in the type of man that I am, right? I'm very secure in the type of man that, listen, I've never went in Rachel's phone. I've never went in her purse. None of that shit. None of it. I'm very secure in that. So if you cheat, I'm not saying it's not wrong. 100% it's wrong. I'm saying if you cheat, um, you just have to understand that if that's something that I say, okay, I'm out, I'm out. You know, that's the way I view it. That's the way I view it. Even now, I've never once asked her, yo, do you have a boyfriend? Is this that? Is this? No, I don't. You know, that's none of my business. That's her business. You know, that's her business. I just look at it like, listen, if you, yeah, I get it. I get it. All I'm saying is, what am I supposed to, you know, like, I'm not her father. I'm not her babysitter. That's my wife. You know, that's my wife. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, oh, let me see your phone, share your location. I'm not doing that shit. Like, I'm a grown ass man. What the fuck I look like doing that, you know? And maybe I should have. Maybe that's why I'm in this mess. Um, you know, I'm also a firm believer in don't ask questions you don't want to hear the answer to. Right? I'm a very firm believer in that. And a lot of this has to do because of me spending half of my life in jail. Right? So when you're in jail, you don't, you know, yeah. You know, and think about it. To be honest with you, if 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 you're in a relationship with somebody and you know you're doing everything you have to do in that relationship, you're providing for them, you love them, they feel loved, what's going to stop them from, you know, like, I don't know. Like, that's not going to change anything. If somebody wants to cheat, they're going to cheat, you know. That's just the way it is, you know. I've had relationships before where yeah, see, I don't do that. I don't do that. Listen, there'd be times that I'd ask her, yo, where's this at? And she would tell me, oh, it's in my purse, just grab it. And I'd come and bring her whole purse. And she knows that. She knows that. Listen, she knows that. She knows that that's not what I do. She knows that. She knows. Um, you know, that's just the way it is. I'm just not doing that. Exactly. You can't make anybody love you. You can't force somebody to be faithful. Do you think if I went through her phone that would have made her be faithful? No, fuck no. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that's what she was doing. I'm just saying hypothetically. Like, no. You go in somebody's phone, you're probably going to find what you're looking for because you have a reason to go in there, right? I never had a reason to go in there, you know? So that's what it is, you know? To me, I just view that a little differently. I view that a little differently. She's went in my phone before. She's went in my phone. You know. Hmm. You know, but it's yeah. It's I think we all need therapy. I know I do, right? I think me, her, all our children, all that shit, we need therapy. So I don't think it's called being informed. I think it's called being insecure. Right? If you have to go through your partner's phone, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. If you have to go through your significant other's phone, there's something wrong. Right? Think about that. I don't think I ever gave her a reason to go. Well, I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that because I did. I did. No, I can't say that. Um, but I think if you got to be going through your significant other's phone, something's wrong. Right? Yeah. And you know, that's just my opinion. My opinion doesn't make it right. Right? My opinion doesn't make it right. My opinion don't mean shit, but to me and whoever I share my life with. You know what I mean? That's it. Thank you, Robin. Yeah. You know, I just know that if I ever do, if she decides that she does want a divorce, right? Look, it's hard for me to even say that word. I fucking hate that word. I hate it. What's up, G-Dub? I hate that fucking word. I hate it with a passion. If she does decide I want a divorce, right? And I think like my worst fear is dying alone, but there's no way. I think about that and I'm like, man, how would I, how am I supposed to, like, I don't know, trust somebody or, I don't know, you know. Exactly, Sophia. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared that, and I hope it doesn't. I pray it doesn't, but I'm scared that this is gonna end up changing me a little bit, and I pray it doesn't. I pray it doesn't. You know, I pray that it doesn't. You know, because you know, y'all hear me say this all the time. The only thing I ever wanted to be is a good husband and a good father, right? Of course, I could still be a good father, um, but like I want to be a great husband, you know, and yeah, you know, and I think about it like, you know, even health wise, like I've lost 25 pounds. You know, I'm down to like 116, 117. I can't remember. Thank you, Gita. I can't remember the last time that I've tried to lose weight, like worked out, got on a diet, and still never got down to this weight. And you know, uh, all right, y'all. I'm about to lay down and get ready for bed. 25 pounds is I think about that. You know, 25 pounds. That's not a little bit of weight. You know, that's yeah. But I'm gonna go to bed. Please keep our family in prayer. Please and thank you. Keep our family, keep everybody in prayer. Major, the girls, Rachel, Mercy, everybody, right? Um, it sucks. It sucks. I don't wish this upon anybody. Anybody. Anybody, man. Nobody. I never ever thought I'd be in this situation. Ever. Because I knew I would never cheat and I knew I would never put my hands on her. That's how I knew. She watches the videos. She watches them. You know, she watches them. So I never thought I'd be in this situation because I knew I would never cheat and I knew I would never put my hands on her. So, you know, I don't know. All right. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. Have a great day, y'all. I thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little while. And remember to stay blessed, y'all. Thank you, guys.